Hi there guys, and welcome back to a brand new match preview here on the channel. My name is James, and today we're going to go ahead and sit down and talk to you guys about Reading's upcoming fixture against Stevenage. That's right, the Royals are back in league action following a couple of cup adventures with a 2-0 win over Fleetwood Town in the FA Cup and a 1-0 loss against Cheltenham Town in the EFL Trophy. Reading will return to league action and they'll be travelling to the Lamex Stadium. Now, Reading have been quite poor away from home so far this year, but they'll be looking for a similar result to the last time that they travelled to the Lamex. A 1-0 win earlier this year saw Reading come away with all 3 points thanks to a long throw from Amadou Mbenge in their last outing in Stevenage. Now, when taking a look at the Boro's last 5 results, we can go ahead and see that they had a 2-1 loss against Peterborough away from home before a 1-0 win away at Mansfield. A 2-0 loss at home to Cambridge was next and followed up with a 2-0 loss away against Rotherham United. And finally, their last result was a 4-1 loss at home to Bolton Wanderers. Now, when looking at who scored strengths and weaknesses of this Stevenage team, we can see the strengths are protecting the lead, creating chances through individual skill, shooting from direct free kicks, stealing the ball from the opposition, and aerial duels. Now, the weaknesses for this team are finishing scoring chances, keeping possession of the ball, and defending against attacks down the wing. Now, when having a look at their style of play, according to who scored, they like to control the ball in the opposition's half. They like attacking down the right, take long shots, long balls. Opponents play aggressively against them. They rotate their first 11, and they're a very aggressive side. Now, having a look at them strengths and weaknesses, some of the strengths in particular worry me are the aerial duels and shooting from direct free kicks. Stealing the ball from the opposition as well could be a little bit of a difficult one for Reading. I think Reading will have the majority of the possession in this game, and if they're caught lacking at the back, could be something that Stevenage pounce on very fast. Whether it's Amadou Mbenge, Tyler Bindon, or potentially whoever plays at wing-back, they could be ended up caught lacking on the ball, and Reading could turn it over very quickly. Now, as well, scoring from direct free kicks, something I've noticed over the last few weeks is Reading like to foul in dangerous areas, and they like to give free kicks away. Despite the goalkeeping excellence, shall we say, of Joel Pereira, he can't keep absolutely everything out, and we saw that in the Stockport County game where we obviously lost by 4-1 in our last league fixture. Now, the weaknesses as well, I thought Reading could potentially take advantage of the defending against attacks down the wing. That probably would have been the case if Kelvin Ehebachaman was still fit, but he's obviously going to be missing the next 3 months of action. Maybe Basil Tuma is someone that could spring a bit of pace down that left or right hand side. Maybe Adrian Akande can be the creative spark for the Royals, but look, if it is Chem Campbell and he's the man that's attacking down the wings, I think it might be an easy day at the office for the Stevenage wingbacks. Now, when having a look in particular at some key performers for Stevenage so far this year, Elliot List is the top goal scorer for Stevenage. He tops the rankings with 3 goals so far for the season. According to who scored as well, the top 3 players for this season are all defenders. That's Carl Piagrini, Dan Sweeney, and Charlie Good, with Piagrini being the top rated player for the team, currently sitting at a 7.15 rating. If I can remember as well from last season, Piagrini was somebody that was highly rated with who scored. Now, in terms of the defensive side of things, like we said, Stevenage are a very, very good side. Defensively, they are only bettered by 3 teams. That's Birmingham City and Charlton Athletic. They've actually only conceded less expected goals against than this Stevenage team. Stevenage have only conceded 11.5 expected goals against. Now, for me, that is a very good sign of things. Look, they've conceded 15 goals so far this year, and their expected goals is only 11.5. So they're actually a little bit unlucky in conceding that many. Now, when we looked at the Exeter game, we saw that they had an expected goals difference of like 11, so it swung in their favour massively that way, whereas this way it's the opposite. And I think Stevenage could be a team that could potentially cause Reading a bit of damage, as Reading struggle when they come up against these good defensive sides. Now, overall for the season, Stevenage have played 14 games. They've won 5, drawn 2 and lost 7, with only 10 goals scored and 15 conceded. It sits them at 17 points and 15th in the league table. Now, in terms of the Reading side of the preview, I would like to see a change of tactic coming into this fixture. And that tactical change, for me, is actually playing a defensive midfielder in that position. I don't think Lewis Wing is a defensive midfielder, and he's been playing in that slot so far to start this season. He's a little bit weak when being on the defensive side of things, and that's why I'd like to see Michael Craig move back into the midfield. He's obviously been slotting in at right back over the entire season, and I'd like to see him move back into the midfield personally. I think Craig's done a fantastic job at right back, but look, defensively he's so solid, and that's something that Reading need when they're away from home. They need someone just to sit in front of that defence, especially away from home, because we're conceding a lot of goals. What does that do for the right back slot though? It does free it up, and for me, I'd like to see Ashgar Ahmed be given an opportunity in this game. Yes, he has impressed me over the last 2 fixtures, and yes, they have been against weaker opposition with Fleetwood and Cheltenham, especially with more reserve players playing in cup competitions, but I think Ahmed deserves the shot. I think he's been very good. This obviously is only the case if Yiadom or Kelvin Abrafa aren't fit to play, but I don't expect either of them to be, as Kelvin Abrafa can never stay fit for more than 2 fixtures, and well, Andy Yiadom's been out so far for the entire season. What does that mean for the left back slot though? I think we might see Andre Garcia pushed a little bit further up the pitch for this game, so we might see Tavonge Rashisha slotting at that left back spot. If not, look, if Abrafa's fit, play him there, but I think Rashisha potentially might play in that left back position as we see Andre Garcia be pushed up to the left wing position, as Kelvin Ehibachiman is going to be out for 3 months now, so we've now got a big hole to fill. Whether that's going to be filled by Harvey Nibbs moving out to the left wing instead of playing in central midfield, whether it's going to be filled by Chem Campbell, which I highly doubt, Adrian Akande, is it Basil Tuma, or is it Andre Garcia who's going to play there? Ruben Celis has got a few options. They're all not fantastic, but he's got a few options to change it instead of Ehibachiman. In terms of a score prediction though, I find it really difficult to predict this game, as I think it's 2 teams that are coming into this game with poor form. Running away from home are very, very poor, and Stevenage have had 4 losses out of their last 5 games. Now in terms of the fixture itself, I think it's going to be a very slow paced game, and I think it's going to be really lacking opportunities, and there'll be barely any goals. I can actually see it only being a 1-1 draw with a few opportunities being created. That's going to be it for this video today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. My name's been James, and we'll see you all again very soon. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.